My name is Max Rockatansky, and the world I knew ended long before I stopped running. The roads died first, then the cities, and finally the idea that tomorrow was promised to anyone. I survived by moving, by never staying long enough for hope or people to weigh me down. Out here, the Wasteland doesn't forgive weakness. It only waits for it. I drive because it's the only thing that makes sense anymore. The engine noise drowns out memories, the dust hides the ghosts, and speed keeps me alive. But no matter how far I go, the past keeps pace with me. Faces I couldn't save, screams I still hear, mistakes that refuse to stay buried. They catch me when I least expect it. War boys, pale and fanatical, worshipping machines and death like holy scripture. I fight, but the numbers are endless, and exhaustion wins. They drag me back to their stronghold, the Citadel, where water is power and life is cheap. There, I'm reduced to a resource, nothing more than a living blood bag for their sick and dying warriors. Chained, masked, and stripped of my name, I watch Immortan Joe rule from above, controlling survival itself. His followers believe dying for him guarantees glory. I know better. There is no glory here, only survival traded one breath at a time. And as engines roar below, I feel it again. Trouble is coming. Fast, loud, and merciless. I'm strapped to the front of a speeding war rig, my blood pumping into a boy who believes he's already dead. The desert blurs past as engines scream like wounded animals. These men don't fear death. They chase it, decorate it, build their lives around the promise that dying loudly makes them immortal. I've seen enough death to know it doesn't reward anyone. The convoy rolls out under Immortan Joe's command, chasing something stolen, something precious. I don't know what at first, only that Furiosa, one of Joe's trusted imperators, is driving with purpose instead of obedience. That alone makes her dangerous. The war boys sense it too. Their excitement sharpens, their faith ignites, and the chase becomes a ritual. I hang there helpless, dust in my lungs, sun burning my skin, counting seconds between survival and collapse. The road ahead is chaos. Vehicles collide, metal tears apart, and explosions bloom across the wasteland like violent flowers. I'm tossed, dragged, nearly torn free, but instinct keeps me breathing. I don't fight for glory. I fight because stopping means disappearing forever. Somewhere in the madness, I notice Furiosa isn't running from enemies. She's running towards something else. Something planned. Something that threatens the balance Joe built on fear and thirst. The realization settles heavy in my chest. This isn't just another chase. It's a fracture in the Wasteland's order. As the engines roar and the horizon burns, I feel it clearly now. My path has crossed hers for a reason. And once that happens, there's no turning back. I break free when chaos gives me a moment, crashing into the sand with nothing but instinct guiding my fists. Furiosa fights like someone who expects betrayal, sharp and efficient, no wasted movement. We clash hard, not as enemies, not as allies, just survivors colliding in the middle of a storm. Neither of us trusts. Trust gets people killed. It's only when the truth spills out that everything shifts. The women she's protecting aren't cargo. They're escapees. Wives taken, used, locked away. Their fear is quiet but heavy, carried in their eyes and careful steps. I've seen that look before. It never fades. I want to leave. I always do. Their fight isn't mine, and the Wasteland punishes anyone who carries other people's hopes. But the road behind us is already closing, filled with engines and gunfire. There's no clean escape, only forward motion. Furiosa doesn't beg. She plans. That's what makes me stay. We push deeper into the desert, chasing a place she remembers, a promise from before the world broke. The green place. I don't believe in it. I believe in fuel, water, and distance. Still, something about her certainty digs under my skin. At night, when engines cool and silence creeps in, the ghosts come back. The child, the screams, the road I never saved. I don't sleep. I listen, because hope is loud, and it attracts predators. Morning comes harsh and bright. The chase isn't over. It's just getting faster. The desert changes its mind without warning. One moment it's flat and open, the next it's swallowing everything in its path. The storm rises like a living thing, twisting the sky into fire and darkness. We drive straight into it because stopping is death, and turning back is worse. Lightning cracks the air. Vehicles disappear. The world shrinks to noise, motion, and survival. Inside the storm, nothing matters except staying upright and breathing. I fight the wheel, fight the wind, fight the fear clawing up my spine. I've been in worse places, but not many. When we come out the other side, the silence feels wrong. Too empty, too final. Loss hangs heavy in the air, unspoken but understood. The group is smaller now. That's the way of things. Furiosa pushes on, guided by memory instead of maps. The women watch her like she's their last anchor. I stay close, not because I believe, but because I don't see a better option. The Wasteland doesn't reward doubt, but it punishes blind faith even harder. We meet others out here, survivors shaped by time and dust. They carry the past like scars, etched into skin and bone. They speak of places that vanished, of promises broken by time itself. Listening to them, something inside Furiosa fractures. I recognize that look. It's what happens when hope collides with reality. And when that happens, the road ahead never looks the same again. The green place isn't what Furiosa remembered. Maybe it never was. The land is poisoned, swallowed by time and greed, just like everything else the old world touched. The women feel it instantly. Hope drains from them without a sound. It's quieter than screaming, but heavier. Furiosa doesn't speak at first. She stands there, staring at nothing, carrying the weight of a future that no longer exists. I've lived that moment more times than I can count. When the destination disappears, all that's left is the road behind you. We could keep running, fade into the salt, disappear like dust on the wind. That's my instinct. Survival without attachment. But I look at the citadel in my mind, at water controlled by monsters, at people kneeling for a mouthful of life. Running doesn't change that. It just delays the end. The thought hits me hard and unwanted. The only way out might be straight through, turning back toward the thing we fear most. I don't like it. I don't trust it. But it makes sense, and sense is rare out here. When I speak, it surprises all of us, including me. The plan is dangerous, reckless, and loud. But it gives them something the Wasteland stole. A choice. Furiosa listens. Really listens. In her eyes, I don't see blind hope anymore. I see resolve. And that's far more dangerous than belief. The engines start again, aimed back toward hell itself. I feel the ghost stir, restless. Some roads don't let you pass without payment. We head back the way we came, racing against expectation itself. Immortan Joe won't imagine this choice. Tyrants never do. They expect fear to send people running, not charging straight at them. That's our advantage, fragile and fleeting. The citadel looms larger with every mile, a monument built on control and thirst. I know what waits there. Violence, loss, consequences. Still, my hands stay steady on the wheel. This isn't about redemption. I don't believe in it. It's about balance, about tipping the scale even slightly away from cruelty. The group moves as one now, not because we're fearless, but because fear has stopped being enough to control us. The women aren't hiding anymore. Furiosa doesn't look back. And me? I've stopped pretending I can outrun what I am. The Wasteland fights us every step, throwing metal and madness into our path. Engines scream. Steel clashes. Dust fills my mouth until breathing hurts. Through it all, we keep moving. Forward. Always forward. I don't think about what comes after. Thinking ahead gets you killed. I focus on moments. Distance. Speed. The sound of my own heartbeat proving I'm still alive. As the citadel rises before us, I know this road will end soon, one way or another. Some endings are quiet. This one won't be. Whatever happens next, the Wasteland will remember it. And so will I. Pain becomes constant as we push closer. Bruises stack on top of bruises, and exhaustion blurs the edges of thought. Out here, survival isn't heroic. It's stubborn, ugly, relentless. You keep going because stopping isn't an option you're allowed. Furiosa carries more than anyone should. Her injuries slow her, but her will refuses to break. I stay near her now, not as a leader, not as a savior, just another body willing to stand between her and the end. I don't explain it. Some instincts don't need words. The women fight too. Not perfectly, not fearlessly, but with purpose. Watching them reminds me that survival isn't just about staying alive. It's about choosing what you're willing to risk your life for. That realization settles deep, uncomfortable, and undeniable. The citadel's shadow stretches long, reaching for us. I can almost hear the chains rattling, the crowds chanting, the engines waiting. Everything here runs on desperation, and today, desperation cuts both ways. I don't think of myself as a good man. I've left too many people behind for that. But the road has given me one more chance to matter, even briefly. I take it, not for forgiveness, but because the alternative feels worse. As we move into the final stretch, the noise builds, the tension tightens, and the wasteland holds its breath. So do I. Moments stretch thin when you're close to the end. Every sound feels sharper, every decision heavier. I know the line we're approaching. Cross it, and there's no returning to silence or anonymity. The wasteland doesn't forget acts of defiance. Furiosa's strength wavers, but her resolve doesn't. She's carried this rebellion alone for too long. Now it belongs to all of us. That makes it stronger and far more dangerous. The Citadel stands ahead, full of people who don't yet know their world is about to change. Water still flows upward for the powerful, and suffering trickles down. That imbalance is the reason we're here. Ending it won't be clean. Nothing ever is. I prepare myself the only way I know how. I let go of expectations, of survival, of escape. When you stop bargaining with the future, the present becomes clearer. The engine's slow. The noise drops. This is the last quiet we'll get. I breathe it in, dust and heat and oil, committing it to memory. Whatever happens next won't be a chase. It won't be running. It will be confrontation. And confrontation demands a price. I don't know if I'll walk away from this. I do know I won't turn away. Not this time. Everything converges here. Roads, choices, lives. The Citadel waits, unaware that control is about to be challenged by people it tried to break. I see the fear beneath the structure now. Fear of losing power. Fear of change. Fear is always the crack in the armor. Furiosa steadies herself. The women stand tall. Even wounded, even exhausted, they don't retreat. Watching them, I understand something I spent years avoiding. Strength isn't about isolation. It's about standing together when the world tells you to kneel. The engines hum low, restrained, like predators waiting to strike. The air feels thick, charged. I check my hands. They're steady. That surprises me. I think of the road that brought me here. The running, the hiding, the endless miles spent avoiding responsibility. This moment erases all of that. For better or worse, I'm here now. Fully. The wasteland doesn't care who wins. It never does. But people do. And sometimes, that's enough to tip the balance. As the final moments of calm slip away, I accept whatever comes next. Survival brought me here. Choice keeps me standing. The line is crossed. There's no turning back now. This is the last breath before collision. The pause where everything balances, fragile and temporary. I take it in fully, knowing it won't last. Around me, allies prepare without speaking. Words would only get in the way. We've said everything that matters through action, through staying, through refusing to disappear. The Citadel looms, not as an impossible fortress anymore, but as a challenge. Something built by men, maintained by fear, and vulnerable to courage. Even now, I don't think of victory. I think of impact. Change always begins there. I feel the weight of the past loosen slightly. Not gone, never gone, but quieter. As if the road itself is watching, waiting to see who I choose to be when escape is no longer an option. The engines rise. The moment stretches to its limit. And just before everything breaks loose, I understand something simple and true. I didn't come here to save anyone. I came because walking away would have cost me more than staying. Whatever happens after this will echo across the wasteland. Stories will change. Power will shift. Lives will be altered. As I lean forward, ready for what comes next, I don't feel like a ghost anymore. I feel present, grounded, alive. And for the first time in a long while, that feels like enough.